Hello fellow humans and welcome to the Madhouse. I'm Josh and today is, well, what is today's date? I think it's Friday the 16th of October 2015. Tomorrow is Saturday the 17th, which means it's time for my second attempt at Dewey's 24-hour readathon, as I did in April, I believe. So if you don't know what Dewey's 24-hour readathon is, you can pretty much guess from the name. It is a readathon that takes place over 24 hours in honour of someone called Dewey, who I believe died. I'm not quite sure. The information can be found on the website. But the idea is that every single person around the world starts at the same time. Most readathons, they all start at midnight in each individual time zone, but here if you take part, you each start at the same time. So for me, it's starting at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. But someone starting in France, it would be 2 o'clock, etc, etc, you get the point. And the idea is to read as many books as possible within 24 hours. So here's what I'm hoping to read, but probably won't, because I'm often a little bit, what's that word? I can't think of the word, but I have high expectations of myself and I don't always meet them. Although, to be fair, I usually do. I'm afraid most of these books aren't going to be the most exciting ones because I am back at university now and I've just started, and it's a very reading heavy course I'm on. And having just gotten into it, there's a lot I have to do. So these are almost all texts I have to read for university. The first being A.S. Byatt's Possession. Now, I bought the children's book by Byatt, but I haven't read that one yet either. This one, I believe, is a take on the idea of fairy tales and myths, and also it features let's call it a juxtaposition of a modern and a Victorian story, which I love. The Victorian story is told in the modern times, and I love things like that. Stories within stories, it's great. There is also Antony and Cleopatra by William Shakespeare. Now, you probably know this one, but if you don't, Mark Antony goes to Egypt and begins an affair with Cleopatra. They fall in love. It's dramatic and exciting, and there's an asp, and an asp is a kind of poisonous snake, if you didn't know. It's quite exciting, and, well, Cleopatra is a fantastic character, and I actually really love this one. I've read it before, but I have to familiarise myself with the text again. There is also Mr. Pip by Lloyd Jones. Now, to be honest, I have absolutely no idea what this one is about. It says here that Matilda is a young girl in Bougainville, a tropical island where the horror of civil war lurks. Mr. Watts, the only white person, is the self-appointed teacher of the tiny school where the only textbook is Dickens' Great Expectations. I mean, it sounds incredibly interesting, and I believe I'm reading this for my Literature in the Community module, which is all about how literature can help us to become better people and to help others. And then I'm going to be doing a project based on it later. It's a lot of fun, and I'm excited. There is also The Alchemist, and this isn't the Paulo Coelho one that I read not so long ago. This is Ben Jonson's Alchemist. I honestly have no idea what this one is about. I can't help. Sorry. Google it yourself. That's what I plan to do, because I need to have some idea of what it's about before I decide what order I'm going to read them in. But while I'm doing all that, I also plan to be listening to things, and what I will be listening to is Life of Pi by Jan Martel and Outlander Book 1 by Anna Gabaldon. Life of Pi, you probably know that a boy is marooned in the Pacific Ocean, and many people say the book was kind of shite despite winning the Man Booker Prize. I don't know. I intend to find out. I quite enjoyed the film, but mainly because it was very, very pretty. Whereas Outlander, how to put this one succinctly, because I've not read the book yet, but I am in love with the television programme. It's fantastic, Claire is amazing, and... Shush! Quiet! And as I was trying to say, Jamie is incredible and played by Sam Heughan. I may have a bit of a crush on him. The Jamie in the show, that is, not the Jamie out there who's making noise. No. He's my housemate, he's not just someone who's hanging around for the fun of it. how to explain it? So Claire is in Scotland on a second honeymoon with her husband after the Second World War, in which she was a nurse on the front lines and he was an intelligence operative working in London. They're in Scotland, they're enjoying themselves a bit, and she sees some druids performing something at a stone circle on Samhain, or Samhain, however you say it, that ancient pagan festival. She touches the stones and she wakes up 200 years in the past in the, well, what would you call it? Well, in not a particularly nice time to be. There were still fights between the English crown and the Scots, and people died and got very, very hurt. 2 years before the Battle of Culloden, I believe. Or Culloden, however you say it. It's incredible and funny, and I'm looking forward to listening to it. Now, if you have any ideas which one of these I should listen to first, I would be more than willing to hear from you. But I have no real preference. Well, I suppose I do have a little bit. I have to read either Possession or Antony and Cleopatra first, because they both have to be read by next week. And I have to make sure they're done. Oh, also, while I'm thinking about it, I want to tell you something else. I absolutely love charity shops, because you know that I wear a big black coat often in many of my videos anyway. Well, I found another one, which I saw in one shop for almost £200 brand new, or from a charity shop, £10. I am very happy. I mean, it's just, more coats, yay. I'll take it off now. Oh, and last thing, I will apologise that things have been incredibly serious of late, especially the fact that I did a video all about death the other day, but rest assured there will be some funny stuff coming up in the near future. Hans will be joining me very soon, I can promise you that. Until Sunday, when I give you a wrap up of the Readathon. Goodbye!